James, what are the headlines of this year's accounts?
Thanks, Nick. So this year, I'm pleased to announce that we have delivered record revenue of over £88 million into the football club. And taken together with one-off recurring items, we have actually delivered over 93 million of revenue, and together with a gain in sale of the Albion, have delivered 94. That's a really stunning performance from a commercial aspect for the football club over the last 12 months, and again, it's testament to Karim Varane and the rest of the commercial team in delivering that success. As we move through the rest of the P&L, our costs have gone up marginally. They've gone up 1% versus a number of other clubs have noted double-digit growth as a result of the inflationary environment that we're in. And that has led to a pre-player trading loss of 2 million. Now that's down from £10.5 million last year, which was a stated aim of the chairman, the ex-chairman at that time, John Bennett. And so we've delivered a material improvement in the operating performance of the football club. As we move further down towards the bottom line, we continue to need to improve the player trading model, and together with one-offs, including settlement of litigation and associated finance costs through loans and interest associated, we have a bottom line loss of 17 million, and that's something that I'll touch on later on.
You mentioned commercial and also the player trading model. How important are they not only for the now but for the future as a football club?
Very is the short answer to that. I think for us as a football club, I've mentioned before that we are in the market that we're in the structural market that we're in. We're really over reliant and over leveraged towards success in Europe. So again, the recent result against FCSB was extremely promising, and again, European performance for us is super important to be able to continue to invest in the squad, to continue to invest in the campus, and to continue to invest in the football club in various different aspects. In terms of the commercial revenues, again, we've had a number of strong commercial renewals and indeed new partners into the ecosystem. So we've just recently announced Earlier coming back into the ecosystem. We've recently renewed our front of shirt deal for improved terms. And we're looking across the partnership portfolio across a number of different verticals in the football club to look to maximise the opportunity for us to invest in the first team. Linking that into the player trading model, ultimately it is the executives, Karim's world, my world. It's our absolute focus to deliver an efficient operating model that can really deliver the most amount of capital to Niels, to the football department, in order to maximise the opportunity to get the best possible team on the park for our supporters. I've said that before and I'll say it again. That's why we're here. We're here to try and maximise the performance of the football team. So linking that into the player trading model, clearly it is imperative for us to maximise the investment in the capital that we can provide Niels and the rest of the football department in order to get the best possible team in the park. Now, we now need to look at how are we going to develop players, how are we going to enhance their value, how are we going to make them successful, not only in the here and now, but also over the next 2 to 3 years, so that we can start creating a virtuous circle of making sure that we develop players, selling them at a higher value, and ultimately leading to a gain through the accounts, which you'll see through the accounts, which can then actually deliver us more investment and continue that virtuous circle, as I mentioned. So the commercial revenues that we generate, the long-term commercial revenues that we generate, together with the cost culture that we want to have in this football club of prioritisation of our spend to make sure that we're getting the best possible outcome in every single aspect of our performance. That then allows us to invest more in the first team, more in the football department as a whole, and ultimately gives us more opportunity to drive a successful player trading model.
How do you then ensure, along with the board, that the club remains on a secure financial footing for the years to come?
That's a good question, and again, I think the thing to highlight here is there was a £17 million bottom line post-tax loss this year, and that number, whilst again is something that we should acknowledge and observe, is something that we recognise and understand how we're going to move forward and fix. And again, a lot of that loss is coming down to the impact of the player trading model in this year, taking impairments on players from the recent past that we've moved on in the summer. again, one of the big talking points over the summer has been the normalisation of the first team wage bill from the club's perspective. And again, that's allowed us to look at how are we going to move forward in a sustainable manner, in a manner that allows us to get to a break-even point pre-player trading, which again is a stated objective. It will be challenging this year, given the nature of the Copeland works, Hampden, and indeed the Dynamo Kiev result. That will be challenging, but it's something we're focused on. It's something we're looking to achieve. So for us as a football club, we have to get to a point where we have an operating model that is sustainable, that is successful. We then have the football side of the business that generates, on the player side, generates us gains over a 5-year cycle. If we deliver that, we can then start bolstering our balance sheet. We can then start accelerating investment. We can look at various different ways of further enhancing the opportunities and the capital available to the first team. Just on that point, in terms of some of the works post year end and some of the impacts post year end. And again, the Copeland works are obviously were a big talking point over the summer. And again, on behalf of myself and the rest of the exec and the rest of the board, I would like to place on the record my thanks to our supporters for their patience, for their perseverance as we got through this, and also to the SFA, SPFL, and UEFA for their support throughout a fairly kind of challenging time. Again, I think those that have been to Ibrox since will acknowledge the quality of the facilities that have been installed, and it's a massive addition to our accessibility facilities here at Ibrox. So we're very proud that the work's now been done and been completed, and once again, I'd like to place on record my thanks. Again, there'll be a marginal cost impact in regards to our move to Hampden, but again, I think for us, the ability to work together with the rest of the Scottish game is certainly something we've taken a positive out of throughout this summer.